Hello and welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 postgame show powered by Permani Brothers. And the Pirates win today, Doug. 2-1 against those devilish Cubs. Get your hashtag RaiseIts in the chat. But Doug, how is your Memorial Day? How are you enjoying this
Firstly,
day
happy
off?
Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you to all of you who have served, right? And then thank you, Pittsburgh Pirates, for not letting the Cubs break their 8-game losing streak. Like it just couldn't happen for so no, but yeah, seriously, great day, great win. Uh just exciting stuff. It's um I can't tell you how nervous I was about this game, and just the Pirates. The Cubs have been stinking. This is a 4-game set. If we take like 3 out of 4, we can actually put them behind us in the standings. I just they're playing bad. Let's jump on them. Let's put our foot on their
Right.
neck and not do the stuff that we've done in the past and just rolled over anytime we see Cubby Blue come to town.
Right, and I mean, like you said, it's a 4-game series. Even if we can split this series, it puts us in a better spot than if we were playing a 3-game series and we lost 2 and only won 1. So you
Yeah.
get an opportunity to at least split. But like you said, Doug, if we win 3, we can put those Cubbies behind us and go on to bigger and better things. And like you said, Cubbies not playing good baseball right now. I saw somebody on Twitter actually. I think they work for Book It Sports. The Cubs are on a now 2-13 record since this individual went in front of Wrigley Field and hoisted the cone, ceremoniously hoisted the cone. So thank you to that individual. I believe his name is Rav on Twitter. He's a big Pirates fan. I see his content a lot,
I
but
mean, let's just be honest. He's a hero. He's
he's
a
a
hero.
hero.
He's the hero that we
Rav,
needed.
Rav, we salute
Yeah.
you. So let's get on to this game today, Doug. Carmen Majinski hits the mound, and he was great. He was
He was
I mean,
dope.
he was dope.
Can we
And I was
say it? That
thinking about
first
this.
inning was three
7
pop
pitches.
ups, 7 pitches. I was
7 pitches, 3
I was
pop-ups.
quite excited.
And like Greg Brown said on the broadcast, thank you to the S&P stats department. They found out this was the first time since 1993
1993. Yeah.
that there was a first inning, 1-2-3 inning with all 3
Tim
outcomes being
Wakefield,
pop-outs.
R.I.P. Tim Wakefield. Man,
R.I.P.
you young people don't know that 92
I don't even
season.
know.
He came up on, I think, July 31st against the Cardinals on a Friday night and struck out 10 Cardinals. My friends and I were supposed to go out, and I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry, the game's on ESPN. This guy, first time, no, we can drink all night long. I'm like, the bars
That's
will
like
wait.
the opposite of what happened in Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't need to find about a girl.
I don't need to see a girl. I gotta watch this game.
Yeah. Sadly, I married that girl, and that did not work out well. So, 1-7.
So Carmen Majinski starts the game. Like we said, he was dope. He went, what were the numbers here, Doug? 86 and 50. Not bad. We like that. He goes 5 innings, gives up 5 hits, 1 earned run on that home run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. So I wouldn't say he burned down anybody, but he was consistent and he pitched well. And like, if you didn't look at the stat line, you'd probably say that was a great outing.
He gave
It was
up a
phenomenal.
run. You know what I'm saying? He gave up a run. Look, he was 7 pitches in the first inning. After 2, it was 23. So and then the third inning, he was like 46. I mean, he sort of lost what he had going there early on. But because because of 2 good innings, like he was able to go through, he was effective.
Yep.
He handled them. I mean, Carmen Majinski is theoretically our 5th starter, right? Yep. I mean, he is a back end rotation guy. He's a guy that we're always talking about being on the bubble, that sort of thing. And he went 5 innings and gave up a run. You just can't ask for any more than that. Sure. Would I like right. 6 or 7 innings? Absolutely. 5 innings, you gave up a run. He did an outstanding job. He's turning. Look, he's kind of new to starting, right? I mean, yes, he did some in the minors and he had at college, but then they converted him to a bullpen. He's learning at the major league level. And I'm not in such a hurry to get him out of the rotation. I obviously want Jared Jones up here in the rotation. I want to see what he's capable of. But Carmen Mlodzinski isn't necessarily the guy that I would remove, and I know what a weapon he is in the bullpen.
Yeah,
I know
and that's
what a
what
weapon he is. But
and that's what I'm kind of starting to realize here, Doug, is like all year long we're like, well, we know Mlodzinski's best in the bullpen. We know that's where he's going to do this team the best is if he's coming out of the bullpen. But he's done everything to prove that he is a starting pitcher, and today proved that as well. Like I said, he didn't burn anything down. He wasn't lights out.
no,
But he only gave up 1 run. He was
Right.
effective. He was
he wasn't
exactly what you want
shoving,
out of
as the kids like to say.
right. He was exactly what you want as a 5th starter. And I think today kind of made that conversation even harder when it does come to bring up Jared Jones of who's going to go in that bullpen, who's coming out of the rotation.
Yeah.
I just he's
Could they go
he's-
6-man? Could they do a 6-man rotation?
That to me
weeks?
doesn't make sense right now, but I mean, you are going to have to start saving these arms, right? Maybe giving them a little more rest.
Right.
But right now, it's like, what do you do? It's a good situation you want to be in. You're glad that you have that question mark when it comes to
right.
it.
The problems of deciding, which good thing to do.
Right.
Is so much better than the problems we've had in the past with, what's the lesser of the two evils? Now we're looking
Right.
for the greater of the two goods. And,
Right. It's not, it's no longer what's the lesser of two evils. It's just which of these good outcomes has a better ROI.
Right. And we're not giving a guy a job, right? These guys
Right.
have earned jobs, and competition is there, right? You don't think Carmen Mlodzinski knows that Jared Jones is available to start in 4 or 5? He started last night, so he could start in 4 days. You don't think Carmen Mlodzinski is aware of that? You don't think it's maybe helping his focus and raising his game? I believe it is.
Right. But yeah, just like I said, he wasn't striking people out. But look, like we said, the 3 pop outs in the first. Then you have a fly out and a ground out, gives up a single, a walk, and then strikes out Swanson. I mean, I keep my notes. I keep track of what everybody did in every at bat. Speaking of, PCA hates Spencer Horwitz, and Horwitz just loves to laugh at him. But yeah, just like you look at the outcomes of all these at bats against Mlodzinski, and you're just like, that's a stopper right there. He stopped this lineup that, to be fair, hasn't been hot. Like we said, they're on 8-game losing streak coming into this game, but they're also a team that could spark at any second. And he just doused them with water.
Well, I mean, over the past 7 years, how often is again, even today, the Cubs pitcher went his career high in innings. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like over the years, we have been the balm to soothe, a limping and hurt team, right?
Exactly.
You can't tell me the Cubs weren't a little excited about coming to Pittsburgh, given the history they've had with us. Gosh, I don't know. The last 10 years, it's just been terrible how they've just, taken our lunch money every single series. And that, Carmen Mlodzinski, again, a guy who's sort of battling for his spot, comes in and shuts them down for 5 innings. Their pitcher who's been pitching pretty well, we got just enough out of him. And this is, to me, this kind of game is a step forward. And it's hard to isolate when that'll be. And, if they lose the next 3 or blah, 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 blah. But this is so often, this was a surefire loss. Like I said, I went into this game just nervous. Like it's just, oh, here we go. Oh, look at this, man. Our people are fantastic.
There we go.
They're just fantastic.
Hey, you guys, can either of you explain to me why the heck Dotel was rotting in Indy the past month while the pen stunk? Would have won 4 more games with him. And I think that's a great way, Doug, to transition. Thank you, Michael B., for the $5 donation. We appreciate that. But I do think this is a great way to segue into Dotel and just talk about how dominant he was today. Like, oh, I forgot to change the bottom here. Did I put it in here? I did. That's what it should say. Sorry. No vacancy at the Wilber.
Yeah.
This dude was insane today. He had 4 strikeouts in 3 innings. He's that long. Like I've said this before, I feel is that Dotel is that long reliever. He's that guy that's going to go in there for more than just an inning and be able to handle himself because he's a guy that I think they eventually want to put in the rotation. Like they're not going to shy away from giving this guy innings. And guess what they did? They gave him innings today, Doug, and he was extremely effective.
Yeah, in fairness, he was not pitching that well at Indy. His ERA at Indy was 5. So that might be part of the reason. He came up here and he's been, wow, since he's been up here, he's been really good. I mean, not since his entire, times that he's been here, he's been quite, pitched quite well. Look, all of this kind of good pitching and there's still guys like Antoine Kelly down there and obviously some of these guys coming up along the way. Is going to make some interesting decisions. And, I think we'll see some trade, you can never have enough pitching, but everybody's after it. If you can get someone to overpay for one of these guys, you might have to take advantage of that. It was, Dotel, I mean, got 4 strikeouts, 3 innings. He gave up 1 hit. He didn't walk anybody. What more can you ask for? All right. I mean, again, it's just outstanding. A stellar outing from a young guy against a good team, albeit a good team not playing well. There's Greg Brown talked about the hidden vigorish. Like, look, they're all due. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are due. They're due to run off a 10-game win streak because they're now lost 9 straight, and they're like I said, 2-13 or something. Baseball. Things balance out over a long season, and let's get through these next 3 games. Let's smack them around. Let's just suck the soul right out of them, and then let them balance out.
Right, but yeah, back to Dotel, and I know you mentioned his AAA ERA. It was high, but do we think that's because he was a starting pitcher in AAA? Like I said, I think this is the spot for him right now, is to come in as the long relief guy. Do 2 to 3, maybe 4 innings if you really need it, if somebody blows up at the beginning of a game. Kind of like Yohan Ramirez was doing early on in the season. To have that long relief guy that you don't need to rely on him for to go 5 innings as a starter, I think that's going to help him a lot.
You know who liked that performance more than anybody? Carmen Majinski. They're like, look, you don't need me. You've got somebody.
Exactly.
I can still start. Dotel's got this.
And there, Paul Oles mentions Greg Brown's Mr. Ed reference after his
A horse is a horse, of course, unless, of course, though. Yeah, I know Mr. Ed. Wilber.
I had no clue. My brother had to point it out to me. So, it was funny though.
But I mean, it is from the 60s.
Right. That's why I was shocked my brother knew, because he's only 4 years older than me.
But I was 42, I think, when that show came out. So,
but yeah, like you're saying, bringing up these young guys to fill these spots, it's what they need to do. And I understand why it's taking a little longer. You want them to get their bearings about them, right? Some of these guys have just been called up to AAA as well. Like Benoit spent most of last year, I believe, in AA. So it's like he had to get his bearings about him in AAA, and now he's here in the majors. And Benoit is doing pretty decent. And similar thing with Dotel. He started, I believe, in AA, went to AAA, I think, at the end of the year last year, started there this year. Like you said, had the 5 ERA. But my caveat is he's a starter, and that means there's more room for error there. If you put him into these isolated situations where he's only pitching 1 to 3 innings a game, I think he's going to give you a lot more.
Those of you who don't get the Mr. Ed reference also don't get. This is how you develop starting pitchers back in the day. There were 4-man rotations and not 5-man rotations, and you had guys that would pitch, out of the bullpen. They were called long man. You would bring up a rookie. I remember guys like Bruce Keeson, like World Series hero type guys. He'd come up, he'd pitch, he would start. The second game of a doubleheader. We had a lot of doubleheaders back then. He would then he would pitch. A game would be stopped for rain. He'd come back and pitch the last 6 innings, that sort of thing. That's how you developed your starting pitchers. They didn't just come from AA or come from AAA and just zip right into the rotation like they do now. You let them learn at the major league level, and so this is just a great way. Again, if you have Dotel up here and he's giving you 3 innings here, 3 innings there, that sort of thing, and if somebody gets hurt or somebody becomes ineffective, or like I said, rain delay situation, doubleheader, you've got this guy right there. So it's great. It's a great way. It's a great way to develop these guys. It's a great way, as you said, to get their feet wet. And I mean, baseball's a different game now. And you're going to use 5 pitchers a game, it seems like. So you want a guy.
Yeah.
You need a guy that could be effective like that and come in and just handle his business.
But now we'll move on to the man of the ninth, the new closer. We got to call him that, Doug. I know you don't like it, but you got to go with Soto as the closer.
I want Dennis Santana to be elite. I don't care if it's in the 8th inning or 9th inning, right? Because I liked, early last year, when Bednar was still here and that sort of thing, we'd bring him in the most important time of the game. He'd come in the 6th inning with 2 guys on and then out, and then pitch 1 2/3 innings. I'm all for that with my guy. I just want to get him back. He can pitch. He can be an opener every time. I just want him to be effective again.
And your puppy's in the background backing you up. I can hear. Yes. He's like, listen to Doug. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Boo Boo supports that take.
Exactly. But Soto comes in, and Soto is lights out. He threw 14 pitches. Just looked like nobody was going to get anything on him. He strikes out the first 2 batters. Looked like he was about to strike out Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly grounds out to, I believe, second base. Bing, bang, boom. Zap, kazoo, whatever you want to say. The Pirates beat the Cubs, and it was on the backs of the pitching.
Yeah, they were the stars of the game for sure. It's this team needs good pitching to win, right? This team is based. Its strength is pitching, and Soto, we feel good about him again, right? We got a little nervous there. We got a little nervous, and he was lights out, and he's been lights out. I think his last 2 appearances, and I'm here for it. It just reminds me of so many games of my youth. These 2-1. Quick afternoon, played in daylight type things. And just everybody comes in and just does their job. It's great.
Yeah, the pitching was great today. And before we get to the hitting, we got to throw it over to our friends at IQ Bar. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. So, Doug, the bats were a little, slow to get started today. But I really want to pick up the offense with this Connor Griffin hit by pitch situation where Don Kelly gets thrown out of the game after a challenge. So what I saw, what I understood to be happening, which was wrong. I will preface that my thoughts on this were wrong. Like I said, I was having a hard time focusing, really. And it was just a lot going on at that point. It looked like Griffin got hit by a pitch, and he was taking his things off, and he was walking to first. And then I missed the part where the umpire said he didn't get hit by the pitch. So my understanding of this while I'm watching is that Don Kelly is saying, no, he didn't get hit by the pitch. And then they prove him correct. And then Kelly argued it anyway. So I'm confused at this whole situation. And it turns out, no, the umpire did not think he got hit. The replay comes in, and I will say, I don't think he got hit by the pitch.
Every single replay I saw at the beginning was like, I don't think it hit him. And Greg Brown keeps saying, he ran to first base. Why else would he run to first base? He ran to first base after he got the ball hit off the knob of his bat. The kid knows how to sell it.
That's what you do as a batter. You're supposed to sell it. Like, that's the name of the game.
Now, when they show after it was resolved and, Donnie was out, they showed one where they kept, look at the seams. It did look maybe it hit his helmet and kind of veered off, but not enough to overturn it.
No.
Right? That's the other thing. You need this. So, I thought we should read this. We got to thank.
We got
to thank Michael there. We'll get to it. We have to talk about this. We have a Marcelo Ozuna problem. It's getting worse. I would sit in more games and move him to 7th or 8th. He stinks. We will get to that. But thank you for the $5 donation.
Thank you for reminding us, Michael.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, like it just even the case that the seams started to move differently. No, I don't think that was the case. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
sure. We have Twitter to look at. We have all these other resources to look at. But that's exactly what New York is looking at also.
Yeah.
They have the tools to freeze frame this, to look at it at every angle that they have and determine that this did not hit Connor Griffin. And it didn't. Now, I do commend Kelly for arguing the call. But to the same extent, you did that after the challenge. He was complaining after the challenge. And it's like, you can't do that. Once the challenge is challenged and it's confirmed by New York, that's the call. You can't do that.
Steel City DW, man. Just gifted 10 memberships. Welcome to our 10 new members. Thank you there, Steel City. Our fans are the best. Our chat people are just great. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks.
But yeah, it's just like Kelly arguing that after the fact. I think it's just a case of things have been building up over the season.
He may have had a barbecue to go to. Maybe he might have had a barbecue to go to.
He is a Pittsburgher. He probably had a local barbecue to go to.
When the craving hits, he couldn't wait to the end of our show, to enter, to get his hashtag raised, get it in there, and win some sandwiches to Permanis. He had to run out. And he was craving the slaw. What can I say?
But I mean, looking back at the last couple of days as well, he got tossed in Toronto as well. Same with Phil Murphy. They both get tossed in that one game, and it's like, okay, what do we do? I think there's just frustration on what's happening behind the plate with some of the calls, mainly the calls of check swings. And I'll be honest myself. It seems as though the umpires don't know what a check swing is anymore.
Yeah.
And umpires used to be very good at that.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot more consistency with
it's like, look, boys, we've only got one job left. We got balls and strikes covered. You've just got to be able to tell if he swung or not. That one against Skeens the other night.
That still
kind of annoys me.
It really seemed like there used to be a lot of consistency with the check swing, and it just doesn't seem like it's there this year. So I think that's where a lot of this frustration is coming from. Is that Don Kelly is just he's tired of it. He's tired of what's going on behind the plate and missing calls and all this stuff. And I don't agree that he should have argued the call after the challenge. But I think beforehand, yes, you should go back there and be like, listen, this has been happening all year. Nobody knows what's going on. And then you say, let's challenge it. That just seems like the course of action that should have happened.
Yeah, it's, and ultimately we got a better result. Because the guy had to throw a few more pitches, right? The guy threw more pitches, and Connor still got on base. So,
and then unfortunately, Garcia grounds out into a double play.
Yeah. Now I don't know. Was it Ozuna or Garcia? It was Garcia. Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, we're still happy with him. But yeah, it's it didn't seem like big a deal. I don't think that, obviously his ejection didn't fire up the team, or, there was
No.
no tangible benefit from it or anything like
Right.
that. I don't, even us who want to criticize every single thing he does, I don't think we'd have said, man, he needs to get out there and fight for Connor and show that, it's just like,
Right.
it seemed like a weird spot to do that. But hey, whatever. You just don't know. You don't know, like, that home plate umpire may have blown a call last year that Don Kelly's still pissed about. There's,
Right.
I mean, that's one of the great things about baseball. I still remember a guy telling a story, like, it's spring training. Guy hit him. He went out and charged the mound, or he threw close and he charged the mound. And there's like, why'd you do that? 8 years ago, he hit me, and this is my first, like, he had switched from American League to that, whatever. So
Right.
these guys hold grudges,
Right.
So.
Now, Doug, I know you say, hey, it didn't fire up the guys, but you look at the bottom of the third, the very next inning. I know you have a Davis strikeout, but then Horwitz gets on, and then Lau hits his 12th double of the season and hits in Horwitz. So that gets us on the board.
I want to ask you about Horwitz at leadoff, because DiNardo, probably your all-time favorite person.
Doug. I have notes on that.
Your all-time favorite person calls O'Neill Cruz the catalyst, and every time he does that, I always want to quote what was her name? Regina on
Regina George?
No.
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls, yes. And say, fetch Regina isn't going to happen, right? Catalyst isn't going to happen there, DiNardo. But
oh man.
And then our Alex Stumpf today on Offbeat, was discussing why he thinks that Horwitz should be the leadoff hitter. And I think he's persuaded me. I love our corporate overlords. I love DiNardo. I got to get on record with saying that, but I think maybe Spencer Horwitz might be the better leadoff hitter. He's got a 381. Well, I don't know what it is now, but coming into the game, it was a 381 on base percentage. And I do, sort of like O'Neill Cruz in the middle of the lineup. And where do you fall? Who do you want to be the leadoff hitter?
So Alex did have Offbeat this morning. I have not listened to it yet. Now I'm starting to wish that I did. After
you're missing out. It was good. You should all go back.
I'm definitely listening after this. It's just, I worked those off hours, so I woke up like right before the game started. I had to focus on one thing. But during the game, I did look up Spencer Horwitz's career leadoff stats. He's a 298 hitter with a 327 on base percentage and 466 slugging. Altogether, he's a 135 WRC plus. I know DiNardo and Jim go crazy for those numbers.
But I love WRC plus.
Looking at it compared to other spots in that he's been put in the lineup, he's been put in the lineup at fourth the majority of his career. But he has better stats as a leadoff hitter. So it's hard to compare because he's only been batting leadoff for half the time he's been batting fourth in the lineup, where he has some of his better stats. But the average is better in first. He has more, or does he have the same RBIs? He doesn't have more RBIs, but comparatively speaking, in the lesser amount of at-bats, he has more RBIs. He's getting on base more that way. He's, like you said, Doug, he's that catalyst. He's the guy that needs to be first in the lineup. He knows how to get on base. He draws the walks. He has 19 walks in the leadoff spot. I mean, it's trending that direction that Spencer Horwitz is your leadoff guy. He's not the power hitter that we thought he would be. He is the guy that's going to get things started.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to be more consistent than Cruz, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly, the consistency as well.
Michael B is spending like a drunken sailor, and we love it. So I'm moving up to Spencer leadoff. It wasn't working with Cruz, in my opinion. I thought Nicky G would be good there because he's hitting over 30 and gets on over 300 and gets on base a lot and has speed. I would. I mean, Cruz is not the prototype leadoff hitter. It's worked a lot of ways. I mean, he has been a catalyst quite a bit, but I do think Spencer Horwitz is better. I would like to see Cruz in a position to drive in more runs, take advantage of that power some. And just quite frankly, he's not as consistent And I one of the things I really value from a leadoff, and from any hitter, obviously, but is consistency. If you can get a guy on first base to start a game is quite a lot. That's a good thing,
Right.
So I think I'm on board. I think Alex Stump once again has made great points. That's why you should be listening to Offbeat, Monday through Friday every morning. It's a great way to start your day. Get your IQ bar 64000 and listen to Offbeat with Alex Stump.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the only reason Cruz has been slotted in that spot is because that's the spot where he himself has gotten himself started. That's where he gets himself. He needs that more than the team needs that. And that's just an observation. I don't have any numbers to support that, but observing it throughout his career, it seems like he gets the most hits and the most good at bats when he bats first in the lineup. Now, how has that affected the team, though? Look at last year. Team wasn't that great. Sure, Oneil Cruz was hitting home runs early in the season, doing all this, getting on base. But then what happens when he goes through these cold spells? And we know he does. And that's fine. It's kind of the hitter he's become. Is he has really hot streaks and really cold streaks. You can't have that guy as your leadoff batter. You got to have a guy like Spencer Horwitz who has the stats to back it up that say he gets on base, whether he singles, doubles, walks, whatever. He gets on base. So I'm with you. I'm with Alex. Spencer Horwitz needs to be the leadoff guy.
Until maybe Connor Griffin's ready.
I think, Doug, you have to read this.
I do. Listen, my name is Doug. I don't know what I'm saying. That's very accurate. I mean, I can't argue with that. But I'm not saying it. Alex Stump is saying it. Right. And there you go. So put the beer down, DiNardo.
And from one alleged drunken sailor to another, let's talk about what Michael wanted to talk about earlier with Ozuna before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Ozuna's strikeouts are becoming a problem. He's in spots where guys are on base. Am I able to see how many he specifically left on base? Because I think it was quite a few today. But he's just not coming through. And he has. Like, May has been great for him. Or not great, but it's been
better, right?
It's been serviceable so far in May. But you got to see that consistency. And we thought we were seeing it. But it just doesn't seem like he's catching on.
Yeah. He teases us for a week here or there. Historically, Ben Cherington does not give up on anybody before June, and has somewhat been rewarded with that, right? We wanted Tommy Pham out of town, we wanted Rowdy Tellez out of town, and they both had great Junes, and so I wonder if that's what Ben Cherington's hoping for, counting on, believing will happen. But I agree, he should be further down. He should not be in the middle of the lineup. I'm sorry. I have more faith right now in Joe Stinson Garcia. I have more faith, obviously, in Connor Griffin. I have more faith in Cruz there. So there's he should be batting 7th, 8th, 9th. And that gets a little frustrating, too, because, then we're turning that, those last 3 outs are pretty automatic. Although Henry did homer today.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, amazing. Henry homers, and we're what are we? 30 minutes in? Yeah, 33 minutes in. We haven't discussed that yet.
But yeah, it seems like there's more value in throwing the younger guys that have shown that they can hit ahead of Ozuna, and that honestly, that sets up another opportunity for Ozuna to prove himself, right? Because if Griffin's getting on base, if Garcia's getting on base, and you put Ozuna in that 7 or 8 spot, guess what? He's hitting those guys in.
I have to read this. Let me read this. I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you because my name is Doug, and my broadcasts get more super chats than DiNardo's. Again, I did not say that. Steel City DW said it with a $10 gift. So
everybody's going after DiNardo today.
DiNardo again. He's one of my personal heroes, but the people are speaking. DiNardo. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, like I know like everybody thinks that if you're moved down in the lineup, that's a demotion. But in reality, I think this is just giving Ozuna another opportunity to prove himself because
Right.
you're going to put guys in front of him that can't get on base. So it's the same situation. It's just he'll have less opportunities to screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, look, sports is a meritocracy. It is about production. It's about earning your way, and he's not doing it right. And look, the guy is a professional.
Yeah,
I think he'd be the first to tell you, yeah, I haven't not shown that I deserve to be coming up in the leadoff position, or or I'm sorry, cleanup position. He knows he needs to be better. Baseball is very simple. This isn't like judging a guard in NFL, right? Like where there's not real counting stats to explain what he's doing.
right.
Man, the chat is on fire today.
I know. Look at Jack. Jack gifting us 5 subs. We appreciate it, Jack. Yeah. You're the man.
More members. So,
but
yeah,
that's all I have to say about Ozuna. Quickly before we get to our giveaway, let's talk about Henry Davis. Hasn't been looking great. You heavily critiqued his swing the other night, and we posted that clip. But he gets onto one today, and he sends it 413. I think it was 103 off the bat. It was a nice looking hit, Doug, and he knew it. He did the bat flip and everything.
I know, but should he? This is the guy that's his team. I still remember Cam Newton being down 28-0 with 30 seconds left, scores a touchdown, and then does this. It's like,
right.
You're not really Superman today, buddy. Sorry. And that's kind of what that.
No, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't like he Jose Batista did.
No. I know, but it's like you're
he
still
flipped it into the ground, not into the air.
Where you should just be putting your pat down, your head down, getting around the bases, and I mean, look, he hit a home run. He should be excited, and it was an important home run. Obviously, it was the difference in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, difference in the game. He gives you the winning run on that home run because nobody else seemed to be able to do that. Everybody's running into the ground ball outs, the double plays like Garcia did. But yes, Henry Davis hits the home run, gives us the winning run. Now, is he going to do something with this? Is he going to ride with this momentum? Like that's what the question always is. That's the question always is with Henry Davis. You see something good.
Yeah.
You see something good, and then you're like, well, what are we going to do with this?
Yeah.
And then he doesn't capitalize on the momentum.
Tyler and I have been on the past 2 shows, and the question I posed to him, and then we talked about yesterday is how soon is Andy Rodriguez getting those getting more at bats than Henry, and Henry maybe staved it off a little today, but and again, competition is good, right?
Yes.
So right. We'd all be thrilled with Henry going on a run. I mean, it would be great. Just finding some consistency and just getting to his average over 200, get on pace for 15 home runs. It's like, we're not, given how good his defense is and how good a job he's doing calling the games. And, we know what a hard worker he is, that sort of thing. Like, okay, you don't have to be Mike Trout, peak Mike Trout, but you got to be better than hitting 130 or whatever he's hitting, 144.
Well, folks, I think that's all we have to say about today's game. It was a good one. It was long, but it was good. It was a good pitching matchup. And then, the Pirates scored 2-1. But, Doug, I think I know what the people really want.
This is what they're here for.
They are here for sandwiches. Got 169 in there. Nice. 170. There it is.
Good luck, everybody.
Can we get a couple more, folks? No.
We need a few more raisins. We need
going once. Going twice.
Hit like, subscribe, join us. Look how much fun we're having. Come on.
Thank you, everybody, for the donations today as well. I mean, that was awesome.
You guys are
Corey,
outstanding.
Patrick, Gary,
congratulations, Corey.
Corey, Patrick, or Gary, or all 3.
CPG, baby.
Only 2 of those guys get a sandwich.
yeah. And one of those guys is going home unhappy, right?
And one more winner for 2 sandwiches. Got MW Pitt.
MW Pitt.
Congratulations, folks. If you've been here before, you know what to do. If you haven't, email us at northshore9@gmail.com. That's where we will get your info. Let us know your email that you signed up to the Permane Brothers app with, and that is how we will send you your stuff. Your Sammys.
Get your Sammys, baby. So, anyway,
There's Corey.
congratulations.
Corey says finally. He finally won.
Yeah.
Congrats,
Yeah,
folks.
3 guys to feed there. So, so yeah, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We're 3 weeks away from our tailgate, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Hopefully the team gets on a good roll. You know, hopefully they roll into this thing 13-2 or something. It'll be a lot of fun. Either way, we'll be there. We'll have a good time. There will be sandwiches there. There will be cones there. Cody's going to be there. He missed last one. So
yeah, I'm excited.
So come join us. We have.
I'm looking forward to my trip to Pittsburgh, my first one of the year. Yes, it's the first time I'm going to Pittsburgh this year. So, but let's look tomorrow at our FanDuel odds. The Pirates are favored -126 over the Cubs, +108. The over and under tomorrow set at 8.5. Braxton Ashcraft on the mound.
Of course, we're favored, right? And
because Braxton Ashcraft is on the mound.
And some guy named Wicks who looks like he's a call-up.
Well, hey, you got more info on it than FanDuel does. They have TBD, so.
Yeah. This is a MLB. It says Wicks.
But that's what we got looking at the outlook on tomorrow. Tuesday night game at 6:41 p.m. Tune in. Braxton Ashcraft's going to pitch a gem. I'm calling it right now.
He's a lefty. So we should see the magician tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, join us tomorrow for the post game. Make sure you check out Offbeat with Alex Dump tomorrow. And and today,
because I haven't.
And today, yeah, definitely check out today's. He really had a really interesting take on that. Alex is doing a great job for us. We're so lucky.
He is. He's doing great. Make sure you check it out, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys. Let's go Bucks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.